Ever felt déjà vu so strong it stops you, or remembered something that supposedly never happened? What if these aren't just brain glitches, but clues that reality itself has been edited, like a document, with details quietly changed? This was the belief of visionary writer PhilipKDicK, who argued that our world has been reprogrammed, and our odd memories are echoes from a previous version of reality. Join us as we explore Dick's mind-bending theory that we're living inside a world that's been cracked and rewritten, and our memories might be the only proof. In 1977, at a science fiction convention in France, the renowned author PhilipKDicK took the stage and stunned the audience with a message that would echo for decades. He didn't deliver a story or read from his novels. Instead, he issued a warning that blurred the line between fiction and reality. Dick boldly claimed that our reality was not what it appeared to be. According to him, we were living inside a computer-generated illusion, a kind of artificial world, and that our lives were actually repetitions of a past that had already been edited and manipulated. He described what he called the Black Iron Prison, an ancient, invisible force that kept humanity trapped in a false world. But there was hope. A higher intelligence, which he named Valis, was working behind the scenes, trying to break us free by rewriting the very fabric of history. Dick insisted that his novels were not simply products of his imagination, but rather memories and fragments from alternate timelines and parallel worlds he had somehow experienced. The line between creator and creation, he argued, was dissolving. Dick wasn't just writing about false realities. He truly believed he was living inside one, and that his stories were glimpses into hidden truths. His speech became legendary, a desperate, passionate call to wake up and question everything, to consider the possibility that our world is not what it seems, and that reality itself might be far stranger than we ever imagined. To explain his theory, Dick introduced the concept of orthogonal time, a second axis of time running sideways to our own, invisible, but just as real. Instead of a single straight timeline, he imagined a hidden dimension where events could branch off, creating alternate versions of reality. Imagine reality as a vast grid, where we move forward along one path, but sometimes, without realizing it, we shift sideways onto a parallel track. Each track represents a slightly different world, with its own unique details and outcomes. Like editing a movie, a cosmic programmer, or perhaps some higher intelligence, can pause the action, change a detail, and resume the story. We continue on, unaware, with no memory of how things were before the edit. These sideways shifts are subtle. Maybe a different election result, a logo that looks off, or a minor historical tweak that only a few people notice. Sometimes it's just a feeling that something isn't quite as you remember. Most of us never notice. Our memories update seamlessly with the world, as if nothing ever changed. Life goes on, and the new reality feels perfectly natural. Dick believed these edits were made by Valis, a mysterious, higher intelligence, working behind the scenes to improve reality, one small change at a time, nudging us toward a better version of the world. The world we know is just the latest draft, an upgrade from a darker timeline we can't remember, always evolving, always shifting, as the story of reality is rewritten again and again. Dick's radical ideas began with a strange event in 1974. A pink beam of light reflected from a delivery girl's necklace flooded his mind with information. He began living in two realities at once, his life in California and as a persecuted Christian in ancient Rome. The visions weren't just hallucinations. They provided real, life-saving knowledge, like diagnosing his son's hidden illness. Dick obsessively documented these experiences, convinced they were messages from a higher intelligence. He believed his novels were memories from alternate lives, not fiction. The pink beam, he said, didn't break his mind. It unlocked it, revealing a universe far stranger than he'd imagined. For Dick, He had crossed the boundary between reality and illusion. How would we know if reality changed? Dick pointed to déjà vu, not as a brain glitch but as a memory from a previous timeline. He suggested we sometimes recall the first run of history before the programmer's edits. Subtle habits, reaching for a light switch that isn't there, looking for objects in the wrong place, are vestiges from a world that no longer exists. These aren't flaws, but features. Faint traces left by the cosmic editor. Dick believed these memories are echoes from a darker timeline, proof that the world has been fixed, not broken. Déjà vu, he argued, is a sign that reality has shifted, and you remember the world before. Decades later, Dick's ideas echo in the Mandela effect, shared memories of events that never happened, like Berenstain Bears or the Monopoly Man's monocle. Are these just mass misrememberings or real memories from alternate timelines? Dick's theory suggests we've shifted realities, with some retaining memories from before the edit. The phenomenon extends to pop culture. The Simpsons' uncanny predictions, for example, are seen by some as glimpses into alternate presents. Skeptics call it coincidence, but for believers, it's more evidence that reality is malleable. Maybe these aren't predictions, but memories leaking through. The Mandela effect is Dick's theory, playing out in the digital age. So, what is real? Is reality simply what we see, touch, and remember? Or could it be something far more elusive, something that shifts beneath our feet without us even noticing? PhilipKDicK spent his final years arguing that reality is fluid, a story that can be edited, rewritten, or even erased. He believed that what we call the real world might be more like a constantly changing narrative, shaped by forces we can't fully understand. Today, the Mandela effect and pop culture glitches keep his ideas alive, fueling debates about whether our memories are reliable or if they're echoes from alternate timelines. We can dismiss these as coincidences, or consider that our memories are artifacts from a rewritten world, fragments left behind when reality itself is edited, leaving us with a sense of something just out of reach. If Dick was right, a higher intelligence may be guiding us toward a better existence, and our strange feelings, those moments of confusion or wonder, are flickers of awareness, hints that we're glimpsing the edges of a much larger truth. We can't prove it, but we stand at the edge of a mystery, peering into the unknown, searching for answers that may always be just beyond our grasp. Next time you feel déjà vu or remember a history that never was, don't dismiss it. Instead, pause and wonder. What if your mind is catching a glimpse of a reality that once existed? Ask yourself, what if this is a true memory of a world that was rewritten, and your mind is holding the last proof that reality can shift, reminding us that the universe may be far stranger than we ever imagined?